Hey, and what's up, everybody? This is None Defense, host of this YouTube channel, and of course, co-leader of the team, Still Unboomable, alongside my beautiful wife, Miss Boom Bitch Angie, who's the real-life leader of the team, as well as our co-leaders, Mr. Spin Drift, Bort, Don, Nick, others. Thank you all so much for participating. Excuse me. If you're watching this video, then that means I have sent an account to your team, and I have told you about this program. And welcome to this YouTube channel. So what we are talking about with the Op Ninja program, I know when we type it out in chat, it sounds really suspicious, right? It's really not. You don't have to go and watch any of the previous videos, but I assure you, it's very well documented that we really like to go to teams and just help out with ops. We're not talking about doing really any coaching. We're not talking about doing anything extreme. We're not trying to teach or coach or force anybody to get out of their comfort zone. All we're asking is just to come over, let us do our attacks, and then we're done. Then we'll leave. And so this video is to get you to kind of help more comfortable as to why? Why would you even want to do that? Well, we really love to op. Yeah, as you can see that we have beat Choke Point past couple of days. Excuse me. We do run, a lot of us run the Alzuka style. It is tricky, it is difficult, and you get better at it with practice. By the fact that we're able to go out and participate in all these operations using our very multiple accounts, because many of us have so many accounts. It's practice for us, so it's a great opportunity for us to get some time on the field, and we get to interact with you guys. And actually, because deep down we're just a bunch of silly guys, just a bunch of nonsensical op idiots, and we just love to do operations. That's it. We just like to attack. It's really fun for us. So, Angie, who is our real-life leader, wanted to give us an opportunity to have our own Facebook page specifically designed for the Op Ninja program. And that's what I'm introducing you to in this video. Hopefully I'm doing an okay job at it. So she wrote this post. This was last night. Okay, guys. We created a new page for all you op-happy people. It'll help keep you on track of what op, where, when, etc., etc. Also, this new page will be open to any Boom Beach player, whereas I only want our task force members on this page. So this is our Still Unboomable page. So she wants it to be private, and she calls me handsome all the time. I'm really not. She's beautiful, and I love her. So anyway, So the idea is you'll post, I'd prefer a screenshot, just a screenshot of your team name, so that way we just have all your info right there on screen. It's easy to copy and duplicate. Anyway, and then you would say, we're doing an operation at what time. I recommend using, obviously, if you tell us your time, we'll have to do the conversion, but the world, even though I live on West Coast American time, Pacific time, I believe it's called, everybody seems to be pretty clear on Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to go with that, whatever, but just make it clear we know what time zone you're talking about. And just let us know what time the op starts, how many spots you have available, and if we're available, either myself or Spin or Board or whatever. But if the page grows, it'll give you access to all types of people who are just looking to op and run, who for whatever reason they don't want to stay on your team, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing against your team. They just want to do the attack and then go, and there are teams that enjoy this. There are teams that don't like this, and it's a voluntary participation program. So Stephen George, who is our buddy Spin, he said on our Facebook page, he wrote all this out last night while I was sleeping, and he said everything so well, I'm just going to go ahead and quote him directly and just read what he wrote, okay? And, I'll expound as necessary. So I think it'll be on a first come first serve basis sort of thing, so we're not waiting for people to come online, hop over, whatever, unless it's like yesterday we were waiting on one person, i.e. Bort. If you're online at the time, awesome. If not, don't worry. I translate that to mean if you tell us what time the op starts. You say it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? That's what time the op starts. And if we make it over, great. If people don't make it over to fill your op, then just do an operation. Go ahead and start an operation, but do an operation that you know whatever the roster can handle. So again, you're in charge. Who the leadership of your team, you're in charge. We're just asking to be given a heads up so we can come over and get in on the action. So that's all. There will be separate posts about the new FB Op Ninjas to let people know of potential ops about to be run. So again, that's where you would post. We need to know. It would really be helpful to have a screenshot of your task force, the time. Make sure we know the time zone and how many roster spots. Because that will give. Like for me, I have access to 26 accounts personally. Really more than that when you factor in all the people who've allowed me access to their account and, will allow me to check in when needed. So, we can fill a spot. We can fill roster spots. We just need to know how many spots so we know which accounts to bring. Because if there's only one spot, then we're only going to bring one account and we're going to make sure it's our biggest. Okay. Not to be prioritized over SUB. We will work it in. SUB is still unboomable. We will work it in, so it is only when SUB, still unboomable, is not actively hopping. Also, most intel should be collected for still unboomable unless you need a few just to help get an external op started. What that means is we're going to do most of our intel gathering on still unboomable because that's the team that needs it, and that's where we do most of our map clearing. But if we get over to your over to your team and you find you're just a couple of short of doing an op that you'd really like to do and that we feel as your helpers comfortable with help pushing you through it, then I know personally I don't mind bumping off a couple of quick player bases for you, and I know Spin doesn't either, so it's not really that big of a deal. But please, just for courtesy's sake, make sure you have the intel before you post. Make sure you at least have intel. It doesn't hurt to have some intel in the bank. You don't need hundreds in the bank, but a couple hundred in the bank don't hurt anybody. It's not recruitment. It's so we can practice, warm up, or whatever you want to call it, or mainly just be, that's Tony Maserati. He's a Boston, he reports on all Boston sports. Anyway, excuse me. It's not recruitment. It's so we can practice, warm up, or whatever you want to call it, or mainly just be op addicts, plus help other task forces do harder operations. Everybody, as I've been going out and talking about this for months, not on video, but in the chat, the questions that often come up is, what do we gain out of this? Well, it's for time on the field, honestly. It gives us the ones who really love to do the operations, it gives us more time to spend in operation. And so it builds the muscle memory, and none of us are super amazing, but we're pretty practiced and we're pretty good at what those things are. Obviously, we make mistakes and whatever. Mistakes are gonna happen, but we're gonna bring our best. We're gonna do the best that we can and hope that it works out. We're not promising miracles, but we know what we're capable of, and we know we're going to try to do it to the best of our capabilities. That's all. And it benefits you guys because, you'll get to have the replays to look at. So, that certainly doesn't hurt because, especially when we do a really good attack, you'll be like, okay, cool, that's how to do that. And then you'll start working on practicing that. And it also helps you because you'll get bigger rewards, and just get... it's just interesting. It's for the teams that like us showing up and doing it, they love it when we show up. For the teams that don't like it because they don't feel like they're in control, okay, I respect that. We're not here to cause problems. We're not here to beg to top. We just want to show up, do some attacks, leave you in as the best spot as we possibly can. Shut up, Tony Maserati. He tweets all freaking day. Anyway, it's not to collect more rewards, although there is still a way to collect op boat rewards. In Still Unboomable, if you leave for another op after you've done your attack, none's looking into this further. Yeah, there is more to it, and I'm still looking into that. But basically, you can get like 2 op boats per day if you time it right. I know I've pieced that together, but you have to time it right, and that takes too much effort. I personally don't care about the op rewards. I just love getting to attack on the ops. I just do. I love it. Love it. It's so much fun for me. If someone from one of the external task forces wants to join Still Unboomable, they should be directed to the Op Ninjas Facebook page where None or Angie can decide whether they are suitable for Still Unboomable. This will probably be very rare. Here's the fact. If Nick Ignite, Reversal, and Ben Tim all came to me right now and said, hey, all 3 of us want to join your team right now. We just need to kick 3 of your spots. 3 of the accounts that you personally, None Defense, control. I'd say no. You just no. And say, all right, well, you'll just have to kick 3 of the people on your team that aren't quite as skilled. No, I'm good. There. Thank you. Yeah, we're not looking for new members. If a spot becomes available, we'll put all that info out there at that time. But we're pretty locked in. Like it's hard to imagine many more roster adjustments, but they do happen. They do happen, and you never know when it's going to happen. So be aware. Also on that note. So I'm not recruiting, and if you're watching this and you participate in the program and you wanted I know my guys aren't going to stay on your team. Not because they're my guys, because many of my guys, and I'm using the finger quotes, my guys have had opportunities to hang out with teams that are way more advanced than us and have spent time opting with them, and they still keep coming back to Still Unboomable. So, so go ahead, ask them to join your team if you want to. They keep coming back. So if I can't get rid of them, then you probably can claim them. Well, I don't know what to tell you there. But as far as somebody else, let's say imaginary example, on a team that, like, we opt on a team yesterday, right? Well, let's say I tell them about this Facebook page and they join. And then we opt on a team tomorrow. I tell them about this Facebook page and they join. And next week, one of them teams says, hey, we're opping. And one of the guys from the other team is like, I'd actually like to go help out. So they have now skipped Still Unboomable in the whole process. Are you with me? They've just come over to help, right? Okay. If that player asks that team, may I join your team, and the leadership of that team says, sure, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem personally if somebody asked one of my guys to join the team, and I don't have a problem with it if one of my guys says, sure. I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be like, butthurt. I'd be like, all right, cool, he seems like he's going to have a good time here, so give everybody high fives and hugs and move on, move along. But, so whatever, these are people. These are people who all more or less live in free societies and can do whatever it is that they choose to do. Me and my friends, me and my Boom Beach brothers, we like to op with other teams and then go back and do serious ops on Still Unboomable. That's what we like to do. Okay. Only boost if you really need it for a specific attack, i.e. a long smoke path. Otherwise, it's not necessary. I know when I travel, I'm not promising that I'm boosting. In fact, more often than not, I'm not going to boost. But trust me, even a good series of well-executed, unboosted attacks can really go a long way towards helping your team complete an objective. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope this helps kind of understand what's going on. We're just trying to have fun. We just want to be goofy and spin. I hope you don't mind me putting this info, putting all this stuff there on the Facebook, on the YouTube page, but, whatever. It's just you said it so well, so why did I have to make it all up for you, when you already did it for me? So there you go. I benefited from Spindrift once again. Alright, so as always, friends, thank you so much for watching. Please remember that we are still unboomable, and as always, please be safe. Thank you.